We live. So.
Oh, Mickey, we live? Oh, you gotta do the
Yeah,
count.
nah, you live.
Oh, we're not doing no count.
No,
No
not.
countdown? Did you share it? Because you know this thing does not go
Yeah,
through.
yeah, I'm getting to it now. Yeah, but you live.
I put this table too close to me. I'm gonna be banging my funny elbow. You know, like that elbow when you hit it be hurting.
Mm-hmm.
I sent you a I don't know if you see it. I sent you something on Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good evening, everyone. Um, Starting a little late.
Mm-hmm.
Winters had a lot to do. You know, tomorrow is 8:10
Well,
day.
good evening, everyone.
Oh, Lord. You can hear me on my own phone. And she had a lot to do. So, of course, Anna did not want to come on here by herself because she was not ready to come on by herself. Eventually, she will. So, tonight, for a little bit, because they have a lot to do this evening, me and Mickey will be in the house talking about just anything, just open conversation. So, Mickey, I sent you a video of this girl, little girl from Flint. She was recorded her saying a speech today. I think she's a teenager, but her speech was deep. And I sent it to you on Messenger.
Oh, shit. Come on.
And you know I can't see anything. If you see anyone, say good evening to anyone. But really, really show your support. Everyone, go out. Um, Go early if you're not a night person. Go to 810 News Media Group's event, 810 Day. I do see that there's other events going on, but you need to go to the Roadhouse because you need to have those sweet chili wings and those tacos. That's the other thing Winters be getting. And hear some great music. Hey Tia, hey Freeman. Look Tia, look what I got on. I had to wear it today. Since I'm not gonna be there tomorrow, unfortunate.
Okay, shit.
And I got my official shirt saying I'm jumping off the plane because this week was a lot in Flint. You got it, Mickey?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I already got it up there. Would you want to play it now?
Yeah, I'm gonna play this vid. We got it. We got at least. I can't see how many people, but we got at least. So this video, I found it online, and I thought it was real interesting. This little girl, and I want everyone to, eventually see it when they log on. But you could go play it, Mickey.
I made a speech with everything that's been going on, just talking about how we feel, how it affected us, and how we now react to it. So there's something in the city, there's something in the air. Why are they dying? These are kids, it ain't fair. I know you see them coming, God. Can you catch your breath? Take a moment because it's not making sense. This is not a game. We cannot just reset. Once they're gone, ain't no coming back. They left. You can't take a minute to go back, even if it makes no sense. So watch your words and hold on to your friends. I don't want another balloon release. I don't want another funeral. We don't want to wake up to some bad news. These kids are dying and we don't know what to do. Mama asked if I'm okay, so now I know it's true. We all crying. It's messing with our mental. The whole city feels this. I know you see our tears. Everyone's broken because it's just not fair. How we was just with them, and now they ain't here. How we was just with them, and now they ain't here. A bullet took their life, house of two will have us scared. We crying our heart out, don't want to get out of bed. Karma is coming as a type of revenge. Let us all come together. Let us all hold hands. We all lost someone. Let's put this to an end. This is an endless cycle. Flint is cursed. This is a little city, so we all feel the hurt. Like, how does this so big? It's on every news. We in our home, hoping it won't be the next thing a bullet goes through.
Man, that right there, I heard that today. Little girl's right there in Flint.
Mm.
And, you know, I think about, I really got irritated on Tuesday. I really was irritated. I even wrote some comments today, and I said I need to clarify what I mean. Sometimes as humans, when we're given things, housing, food, not saying that we don't need and we don't deserve to get the help, we can be complacent and we listen to what, I like to be funny and say what the master says. We don't get up, we don't voice our opinion because we're afraid they're going to take from us. They already took a lot of our culture, who we are, how we think. The last thing we want, some of us, is for someone to take our housing, our food, and things like that, so we stay quiet. But when you see the news and you see the killing of the young people even more today, it's like, how the fuck can you sit home and not get up and vote? Or make an excuse and say, I had to go do this and I couldn't do this when there's absentee ballots. It's a discussion that we will have for years and years to come. But I believe when you become complacent and you get things and you think that if I talk, they might take it away from me, you don't go out there and vote. And sometimes people fall for the okie doke.
Mm.
The okie doke is when it's time for right now, which is huge. We got president, y'all had the senator race, you had local race. They give you free shit right now. They offer you all this stuff. They get their money approved before voting time, and they start throwing it out there like they fixing shit. And we sit there and we go and put a vote for someone because we think because we got something free that it's a win for us. And nothing free is good for you. I listen to a lot of, and I always say his name wrong. I always say, Mickey, the guy I sent you the little video the other day.
You talk about Rizza Islam.
Rizza Islam. A lot of people be shocked. I listen to Farrakhan, I listen to Rizza. I read Dick Gregory books. I read a lot up on conscious, but a lot of Black conscious books by men. Mm-hmm. Not saying that I can't read from women, but I read that for a reason because back then Black men were in charge and they were the leaders of their home until the free system came in. And what happened is, which I believe erased the family. And the Black man was pulled out of his house because in order for his family to have a roof, because of redlining, because of discrimination, because he couldn't, they would fire him or they would lock him up. Some of us women tend to get these services to make sure we had. And in that role, some of us played the masculine part. I don't need a man. And so what I see now with this voting is the same thing. They have bought us and said, we'll give them this right now because we'll know they'll vote for us. I'm wearing my red lipstick today. They say a lot of y'all voted for the red lipstick. It looks flashy. It looks good. You know, when you get something new. The reality is when you have to pay for something, like your taxes, your house, your car note, car insurance, and you have to get up every day and you have to work. You'll get upset with someone who's not. I'll get upset with anyone who is receiving assistance or is in housing. That's not what I'm saying. But you know that there's other things that can affect you, and you don't go out, and you usually 85% of the time vote because you know that your livelihood is at stake. They don't really care how we vote either way on the upper part because it's already been decided. I agree with that. It's already been decided from the time who will be in office. You got the electoral vote. But for the local vote, that's where you can challenge. Going forward, I'm running in my own city. But as far for Flint, the people that voted will be the same people that will vote again in November. And that's the unfortunate part. Because they don't see change and they don't think that they can win. These are just my opinions. These are not the views of 810. A lot of people will say, well, stand behind the next person that's running. You can do that. But the reality is you need to educate the people that you're around about why they should vote and why they should be involved and how they can do things themselves without an elected official. We don't talk about that. We feel that there's a savior. And if we run to this savior, they're going to get us in there. I say look at a person that does action, not reaction. I say that all the time. My candidate of choice, if I was in Flint, would have been Rose. God didn't have it for her to be at this time. I encourage her to keep going. Michael Clack, I encourage him. One no does not mean no forever. But it's time for the city of Flint, in my opinion, as an outsider looking in, to learn as the community to grow together. Not to look at a candidate as they can change. We need to change within the city. What's out here? What is being said in council? Yeah, some of us don't even want to go in there because it's a waste of time, according to some people, because negative conversation keeps going. What are you going to do going in there? We have people that are sitting in boards, in positions, halfway show up. But when it's time for voting time or campaign time, they show up because they know a lot of us are not paying attention. They know a lot of us. Thank God for 810 News Media Group, because if it wasn't for 810 News Media Group, we probably wouldn't have still known that the water was still polluted. And the truth is that most people go from one side to the other side because in order for you to campaign, you need dollars. But when you become grassroots, when you raise your own money, people will tear you down, do everything, but that's when you get stronger. A no vote is just like giving it away. I pray for the city of Flint. Ward 7 has spoken. Ward 1 has spoken. We'll see in November what happens. But what really needs to happen, in my opinion, Mickey, people within that community need to learn how to advocate and run for their own community, take over their own communities. Everyone needs to get out and talk. Things that are messed up. There's ways of doing that than waiting for your councilman to do it. And that's how things are going to move. You have to get everyone to be involved. You have to knock on them doors, not for a recall. Recalls are good. In the end of the day, the recall gets turned around. Oh, they don't like me because I don't do this for them. And because not everyone's informative and not everyone listens to the news and not everyone gets on a podcast or not everyone goes to council, all they hear is the negative part. They just don't like me. That's why they're doing this recall. Instead of saying, Ladale Lewis, you have done wrong by Flint since the day you stepped there. And explain to them why you no longer want this person. Because the reality is the masses are not in there. You had for 2 years, you had Paul literally editing everything out. Putting his story, not the story. And the longer this keeps going, the longer misinformation happens. These are just my opinions going forward for me. As I look for Flint, all I can do is pray from afar. And all I can do is encourage. Some things I want to do, but it's only based on building community. Whoever gets in office, you got to hold them accountable. And the way you hold them accountable is you got to unite, you got to write, and you got to start getting together, even with people you dislike, to change the narrative. And you have to build the people that are afraid that if they vote or they show their face to go against the person they think is giving them something, you have to be able to talk to those people too. Because people sometimes get scared. Especially in a city for 10 years, the water's still polluted. And as long as the water's still polluted, people sometimes are scared to speak up. You got people getting liens on their homes. You got people getting fake notes on their doors about their grass. You got a mayor who went to a poll, a voting poll, went literally almost inside, talking to the head for a minute. Thank God a councilwoman, Jerry Winfrey Carter, was there, and Michael Clack was there. But how long is this going to continue? Yes, we all know that Liddell Lewis was living in Maryland. One thing I can say was a win. Lord forgive me. I'm glad Trishelle Young did not get in. I'm glad they kept the same person. Because if you look at people's track record, how they voted or how they discuss things, that's how you really vote. And it really showed in that one. But the local vote is where everyone has to get together. We have to get together, all nationality, all races, and understand we all have the same common problem. Our houses need to be fixed. Our water, our pipes, our taxes need to be lessened. It's not our fault that they let Snyder get away and that this governor y'all have now has something to do with it. And that he sits there and has a 501c3 and a profit for Ann Arbor, giving money to them and not to Flint. That Snyder's still making moves and still has money coming in. And y'all sit there every single day and pour your water out. Thank God no one has to drink it. But people need to be held responsible. So the story can't dull down by ignoring. Yes, it was a slap in the face when Mays passed away and the way they did him. Don't forget that. And no one can replace, in my opinion, Councilman Eric Mays. No one. I personally, if I would have ran, I would have never said anything to do with Councilman Eric Mays, other than the legacy that he left is his legacy. And I want to continue the fight he's been, because I've been listening. I've been involved. And I want to show you, not tell you. We have other people right now running, which we're going to have now for Ward 3. We have Ward 1 and Ward 3 we have to look at. But the decision still comes down to the community has to get involved. The community has to get involved. Old administration, uniting with new people that are in new offices, talking about new ways, not about building their own pockets, but holding people down for it. You know, there's a lot of people here on this chat, and I'm going to start reading some things. Like I said, I was really hurt this week. I ain't going to lie. Because it was a slap in the face when I saw that in Ward 7. And unfortunate, we have a lot of people that like to run. Sometimes you know when it's your time to run, and sometimes you run because someone might have told you it's your time. But when you see that the stakes are high, it shouldn't have been no more than 3 people running in Ward 1, in my opinion. Nothing against anyone else. And in my opinion, it was the 3. It was Rose Merrill, Carolyn McIntosh, and you couldn't fight Lee Ellen, whatever his name is, because he already had a following. Because, like I said, he had access to those dollars prior to. He was getting money prior to. And he was showing Ward 1 what he can do with the monies that he was given way before he deserved it. And that's where issues come in. Now we got Ward 3 coming on, people. You got Beverly Biggs. You got Rich Jones. And I think you still got AC Dumas. That's 3 people. But sometimes they need to make a decision on who who emotionally, who respectfully is ready to run, and who can really hold the position down. So they need to self-examine themselves before they run in position. These are just my opinions. I'm going to look at the chat because I've been talking. And I just wanted to let this out because my whole thing is action, not reaction. Love you, Rose Morrow. If you're out there and you're hearing, keep doing the work. But make sure that the people that are still running it everywhere, that they add to it too. That you're not sitting there doing all the work by yourself. Because I know that God has something even more bigger for you. Oh, you got Beverly Biggs in here. I'm looking at the chat. Oh, I forgot. I forgot you do have Quincy. I didn't even put his name in there because I don't even think he should even be on the ballot. Lord, forgive me for saying that. He need to go sit down somewhere. He silenced the whole ward. He's literally silenced the whole ward. I hope Biggs, yeah, I said it, Beverly Biggs, Ward 3. I hope she takes his butt down. Nothing against Rich Jones. Love talking to him. He's funny. But if it was for me to pick, I would go with Biggs. Nothing can stop when someone knows that there's things and it's constantly there. Yeah, do we make mistakes in our past? All of us do. Do we make decisions that are not always right? All of us do. So if anybody has any opinion of anybody, question them. When you're a candidate, you should be open to people questioning you. Don't be like Donald Trump, who runs away from every question. I know y'all saw that the other day when he went on that with the journalists. He avoided every question. If you see someone sitting down in a position and every time something's asked and they don't say nothing and they're quiet, they're bought for and paid for. They are nothing but someone holding that seat, keeping it warm to keep the agenda of the mayor going. And the sad part is that the council is supposed to be separate from the mayor. It should never be that the mayor and the council work hand in hand. How do you go through a budget and agree with everything with the mayor? You are the representation of the people, not the mayor. Ward 7, you got it wrong. You got it wrong. And they're going to pay for it. And that's the unfortunate part. Some people are going to pay for it. Mushat, Candace, I pray to God you see your background and where you came from and you preserve who you are. And don't make decisions off your pockets and what you can get. Because you're going to hurt a lot of people that look like you. So I'm going to read some post on here. Chris Kaup said Dumas and Biggs should be the only one running. But Dumas is questionable because he supported the switch Flint water. So Rich should take his spot. That's one opinion on here. Deborah said, Rich has had some this morning at the end of the, I didn't read the rest of the comment. Screenshot, read the people are going to pay for it. Yes, I believe the people are going to pay for it because of these decisions, people sitting. She also said, Deborah said, I think making Hasselbring an enormous issue is key. Do many generations will be affected. She also says Snyder is unreal. I believe too, Rosemary, recount by the state is needed. I think recount, especially for Michael Clack's spot, that recount, that right there. And I know I heard Wyntis this week saying this happens and she didn't really want to get into it. But I would say this. If you remember when, boy, I'm having my senior moment, when Al Gore was running for president, and we all know that he really won. And he spent all that money on all those attorneys to prove that he should have been the president. And he was the vice president at the time for Bill Clinton. And he spent all that money so he can be the president, but it didn't happen. And a lot of money was spent. But what it taught a lot of people was that there's real corruption in the voting system. But the more corruption is when you can literally teach people not to even get up and even vote. When you look at the history, even my people, Puerto Ricans, from the slave ship to the Caribbean, because I'm Caribbean, all the way up the States. When our ancestors were here, they had to take 3 tests. One was like a test for reading. One was if you can vote. One was if your grandparents own land, they can vote. And the third one was if you were a freed slave, so you would be further up north. And you think about the changes that happened at that time when they were allowed to vote. But you think of the people on the bridge crossing that bridge to vote because of the injustices that were going on. And then I think of today, and I hear that little girl that we put on earlier. My daughter this year, which I said several times, buried 3 young black boys, 14-year-olds shot down. Gun violence, right? Well, where do the guns come from? Do you think these kids have the money to go get these guns? No. It's corruption. It's crooked people in position. I know you heard of ghost guns. Throw them in the alley, the kids pick it up, and they make a decision. The more that they shut us out from thinking that our voice does not matter, the more we are going to leave this earth quicker than anyone else, especially our younger generation. We have to learn how to critically think and know that our voice matters. I pray going forward for Ward 1, stand behind Carolyn McIntosh. Stand behind her. Y'all have to get Elamine out of office. Stand behind Beverly Biggs in Ward 3. And Jan Marie, I would say go back, challenge them votes. Because I don't know if it's true, I read on M Live that it said that there was no absentee ballots in Ward 7 in the college side of town. That doesn't make sense. In a side of town, from what I know, a lot of military people have lived at, it doesn't make sense. If that was my opinion, I would say challenge it. I was grateful to have spoke with Jan Marie Arbor on the phone, and it was a pleasure to talk to her, and I was so happy to talk to her. One thing about her, she's a strong person. She doesn't need to do anything to get anyone. She does it herself. And I learned that because sometimes when we hear about others, we hear on the basis of someone telling us, but it's nothing like when you get to talk to people. Another great person I get to talk to is Miss Beautiful Elizabeth Taylor. I talk to her all the time. These are people in your community that have been there, and their fight is the community to get together. They don't just go to council because they're going to benefit off of something being fixed in their home. They know that the importance of the whole entire community, and they need it because they've been here on this earth for a while. So I'm asking you to respect your elders. Walk around, educate these young people. Educate them that the city of Flint is doing them wrong by not having enough police in the city. And that the police are all at the council building. And that's the tax dollars being used the wrong way. And our tax dollars are being used to take a lady who came from Maryland that does not even really know Flint like now, to take her to and from council. At the same time, there's probably gunshots going on. When you hear of a woman going to the state rep's house, I don't care if she went to her house and cussed her ass out, knocked on her door, banged her door. That's how you know that no one from the bottom is listening. So she was trying to get to the top. Our council people can only do so much. We have to unite. We have to get together. You have to protest. This stuff really works. I live in the nation's capital. Look at this flag, the 3 stars. America ain't nothing but a big bully. Everywhere we are the defense. Everywhere we go. So we've learned that in this country, some of us took over people that were here. That does not mean that everyone connected to them is bad. They're children's children. But the way that we get together is that we build. We need to build. Mickey, are you still there? You on mute, Mickey. I can't see all the YouTube. I can't hear you. You're muted.
Still muted.
I hear you now. Trevor said guns are literally impossible to trace since a federal gun database is and should stay illegal. What do you think of what I'm saying? You know, these are my views.
Are you talking about far as the voting and everything, about what went down?
Pretty much.
I mean, what we had told y'all from Jump Street, then nobody probably want to listen. We said that 7th Ward was going to be a hard fight. And I do believe that, you know, how can I say it? I probably would wanted to be voting, but the thing is, we got to be honest. We got to be honest with ourselves. If your government is corrupt, like we and I hate saying it, it's like we keep looking at the same thing. Like, to me, it's kind of becoming like craziness. Because if you read Jordan Sheraton's book, now you do got to get the people out to vote, but if you reading Jordan Sheraton's book, is anybody realizing this thing is just bigger than what it really is? I mean, you looking at, like Eric said, you getting dark literature coming in. How many times you already see our vote is already split? I forgot. I ain't gonna say I forgot, but when Brother Minister Troy Muhammad was on, said it was a playbook that was ran. Can you get 20%, and you get the majority of the white vote? Like, why are we sitting up here acting like we don't see this? You know what I'm saying? It's like, to me, I mean, I'm gonna vote. Don't get it twisted. I'm gonna go vote, but I'm just saying locally. How can you when you got 2 factions here?
But I think 2 things need to happen. You need to vote, but you also have to build community.
But that's what I'm saying.
Really get out there. When a candidate is running, and you really backing that candidate, I live here in DC. I'm just saying, people really need to back that candidate, not always for $1 when they need to knock on a door to do something.
Yeah, but that's how sometimes people be, though, Ana. You got to understand from this standpoint. You got 2 different factions here. And until we wake up, until people realize that you got 2 different factions, the black vote is automatically split. What you don't see is, you know what I'm saying, this is just from my observation, the black vote is already split. Now you got to go, like you said, when they was over there in the 7th Ward, you said, you know, it's older white people over there. Who did you think was really going to vote? We have to be honest with ourselves. See, we can say we love these people, they this and that. And there's no shot to Jen. I'm just gonna be honest, because I mean I don't know. I'm like, I don't got time to be wasted sitting up here anyway. Jen turned off people, but don't nobody want to say that Jen Marie did turn off. It's a certain way how you got to politic in Flint. She came off like, you know what I'm saying. Even when we went to the Republican thing, You cannot be arguing with people pushing your how you feel. Sometimes you got to go there, sit, observe, and listen. It ain't you just come. I'm gonna do it this way. She was being too combative with certain things. That's just like even with us. It got, you know what I'm saying. Me, I let it slide. You know what I'm saying. Winters called her out on it. I was saying that when people would say, "Oh, maybe 8-10." Even when Rich Jones came on here and tried to say with Miss Rose, her, he can't blame us for 7 War, but maybe Rosemary Marie affiliation with us. I mean, see that's to me that's like the little backbiting that be going on in the city. You know what I'm saying? But you might like this individual though. You might like this individual, but when you be seeing all the backbiting, that's what you just seeing a small version of it. And you got sometimes people will be like, nah, I'm not finna deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Each war is its own unique war. Who y'all might think is good people might be hell raisers here. Might be straight up hell raisers. See, we get caught up in because we like this person, they cool, they can do this and do that. Yeah, everybody got a story. But then when it come time to come playing, you can't be playing one game and thinking, oh, okay, this not gonna come back and bite you. You like with Al Gore, he had a gaffe that he did doing that whistling, but we never want to talk about when we make the mistakes, and that's the problem. And you're right, Mark. Because Mark's saying is I do believe, you know what I'm saying, they getting paid. Like a lot of stuff that we be saying, don't think these distractions is just distraction out of nowhere. But don't nobody want to take into account we just overlooking what Jordan Sheraton book said. You know what I'm saying? You got to get out there. We got some of these people that be amongst that we be sitting around coming to certain meetings, be hanging out. You don't know if they getting paid. We don't know who agents is.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that, but that's what I'm saying.
But
community can do something.
Yeah, until
community. The community can write stuff and start stuff.
But until you get some people who can unite the community, like it's too many. You got 2 factions here. And the city is split down, and you just got to see who was the other vote. Which way is that vote? And go, just go look at the vote. All you got to do is go go break down the vote. And we don't never want to break that down and say that. We caught up beefing with each other, and that's why we can't get it until we can.
But I also say, Mickey, if your whole conversation is emotional, blaming what someone else did, and I'm just saying witnessing, hearing it, you shouldn't be running for nothing. You need to sit down.
Right. But
evaluate and say, am I really for this position? Because we cannot have more people sitting up on that council arguing. We really need think. You know what? I will say this. When I first started watching the council, I was the biggest cheerleader for Jerry Winfrey Carter. Still is. Because she was just she listens. And she stays quiet. And the only time I've ever seen her go off a couple times was she needed to. Now, I'm not saying Eric and Councilwoman Burns are similar to me. Because when they mess with them, they cut it right quick. But the new person that I seen is Jared. Jared, and most people will vote off of people's behaviors and then instead of what is good for their community. So if you're a person that's always nagging and complaining and blaming somebody else, I ain't blaming for him. He's emotional. She's emotional. And then everybody forgets the whole reason why that candidate was the person for that. As far as Jan Marie, I don't know because I don't live there in Flint. I didn't even get to watch. I didn't even get to watch the video prior.
But that's why I'm telling you. See, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm here. I'm telling you what was going on. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I'm not saying she might not be a good person. I'm not saying
that.
I
know you're not saying that.
But when you do certain things, and I can't believe me, if it was on that case, it would have been way more people getting in if it was just that. All we doing is just saying, listen, like a lot of these little petty beefs that's going on, you're not gonna get it because I don't get it. Like I'm sitting here, I'm trying to do reason and I see like how you saying these good people. I don't see it, to be honest with you. I don't see it. I see people, you know what I'm saying? I see a lot of shysters in this city, if you want to know the truth. And it's just like everybody got their own hidden agenda. You know what I'm saying? Don't, for me to be sitting up here, I can't come sit up here and lie to the people and act like, oh, it's been peaches
All
and
I can
cream.
talk
It's
about,
been so terrible.
Mickey, all I can talk about is my experience, what I met them, what I felt.
And all I'm giving
I
you is
love
my
genuine
experience.
people.
Yeah,
I
all
love
I'm giving you.
genuine people. And I'll be honest with you. When I met Rose Morrow, I felt genuinism. I felt a real person that really wants change. It ain't about what she said. It's that aura, that energy she had in her.
I mean, that's good, but I'm just saying all that is great. But how you saying she did with you? With us, it was a different experience. And I tell people plenty of times, I got some people who y'all might say is dirt bags.
Yeah.
But to me, them are good people. They're not a dirt bag to me, and I get all of that. But I'm just saying, when you running for something, you don't be that. You don't get caught up. It's a learning. It's a learning lesson.
Yep.
It's just that
You
you
don't.
don't.
But you also got people like, for instance, now with 810,
Mm-hmm.
with the situation, unfortunately, with you know who I'm talking about. And I hate saying people's names.
Mm-hmm.
With the situation, always talking about we need to unite. We need to be. Flint needs to stick. Flint's always going against each other. You cannot get mad at a specific group of people because they're choosing to raise money to keep the purpose going. And if you got to bring people that most people don't like to make sure that the lights are still on, the electric's still running, and the rent is being paid, you do what you got to do. Because there's no one that I know, and I've been watching, that is really giving you factual information. Everyone's giving their opinion.
And that's what it is. It's like I'm looking at this comment right here. And this and this, and me and Miss Beasley, we always be going back and forth. She very rarely agrees with me. But I do have to sit up here and look at this, and this is some truth in what she's saying.
She said it was a bad move on Miss Arbor for me to be sitting up here. I can't come sit up here and kept talking when her time was up at the council meeting. NRL picked up that chair that could have been deadly. That video footage was posted on the Flint Politics page, and it was hurtful to her. I think she's too arrogant.
I mean, there's some truth in that. I'm not gonna say it's 100, but certain things you gotta come back. Like, believe me, I said I understand. Sometimes you have to be humble, but
But
it's like,
do you think? I mean, I'm just going to break it down. Not saying that this is true,
Mhm.
but do you think that a person sometimes, especially in the environment where it can be cancerous, you kind of guide yourself and you move yourself from other people so you're private?
See, I think what happened, and I keep saying this, and it's just me. But what I will respect people though who stand by their friends. Now that I do respect. I just think you can't ingratiate yourself in certain things, like when you seeing what's going on. Because I keep telling you, it's two camps. It's just it is what it is. Sometimes you can be over here with these people, and people are, you know what I'm saying. Certain people got such bad stench on them that if you do stand next to them, they're gonna be, oh, you stinking too. You know what I'm saying? I think on certain aspects is what happened in the way politics in Flint went. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can dirty somebody's name up so bad, and then it be so much BS going on in the back. You don't be knowing who real and who fake. This what is so crazy. I do believe she would have been good, but I'm not gonna come up here and knock the seventh ward for not voting for Miss Jan Marie. Just like your first ward vote for Carolyn. I hope she get it. I'm not gonna knock them for not. They spoke. We have to accept that. It may be sad, but sometimes you have to accept what it is. If you ain't got your base out, and I will give the mayor and his crew this, they get their base regardless if they cheat, steal, or whatever it is allegedly. They get out there and make it work. I just feel like we over here.
Where I was more upset it was about actually was more of Clack, and then Clack situation. And then the other thing that irritated me was too many people running in one. I can't stand when people do that.
I mean,
but I always say people have a right to run. But the reality is that really hurts. That really hurts.
I mean, it do, but who is you? But this is my thing. And this what I'm gonna say.
You
tell somebody, listen, I fell out with somebody and we still don't see eye to eye to this day. when I was asked 4 years ago to tell them step out, don't get in that race, that drove that person crazy. And me and that person we ain't been seeing eye to eye since then.
But sometimes the truth hurts. I don't know who you
Yeah,
said.
and I do agree with Chris Caleb, and what it is. It's a lot of people not independent thinkers. You ain't got to. It don't tell you. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, Mark Hutchinson, I do agree with you. Stacking the council city race is a political move. It is, but you gotta have your base together. If you can't get your base out there, don't get mad at me. Get mad at yourself for not getting it together. You have to, and then if they cheating, just let's just say this: if they cheating, now we did see the mayor was up here in these places, but why ain't nothing happen? Why everybody keep overlooking? Like why did nothing happen? Could that happen in D.C.? The mayor go up in the polling place?
No, she does it from far away.
Okay, but now
They
you
all
see.
do it. They all do it, Mickey.
Okay,
They all
so
do corruption.
so it's the system. When you running against this machine, how you gonna beat this machine when
But
this
Mickey, you
machine
know what's
can?
crazy? Why they gotta look like us and do it? The ones that don't look like us, they hide that crap. We wouldn't even know it's happening. We do it so bluntly. When he did that, it was just so blunt and so disrespectful.
Yeah, but that's just like when we say, "Oh," and I'm glad you sent me that with Rizza Islam because I've been really slack, and I usually be up on my stuff. Why?
I can't afford to watch his. His thing is a paid thing to watch him when he be live. But when it does get out there, where I can watch it on YouTube, I watch it because I ain't got money like that to be watching Riz like that. But I really would watch him all the time.
No, I watch them. I usually watch Rizza all the time because, but on YouTube they be having them. So I watch a lot of different what they would call it different thoughts
Yeah.
Damn, I can't get the word. Different thought groups. I watch different ones, but like Rizza said, we sitting up here, and this what really pisses me off because I'm going to vote. Let me say it again for people to be like, he ain't vote. I'm finna go vote. But do people even know how voting go? I get it that we gotta go vote, but I'm just saying, I get sick of when I hear, well, wait till they get in, you gonna get this. I mean, come on now. I mean, when we gonna get it? Well, we gonna be gone, and my great grandkids gonna be still on here saying we gotta go vote. We got to get this. Look what everything we losing, and I'm gonna keep saying this. I don't care what nobody say.
But if you listen to that, that's what I was saying. That's why the whole reason what I'm saying. What did Rizza say in that video? What did he say in that video?
They gonna get the same script. He said it don't matter. These people get sent to schools who finna be they be selected before they elected.
But he said the community has to get together.
And he said if they don't have money.
Say that again.
He said if they don't have money too, like he talked about the Asian hate crime bill, that was 30 million. They raised 30 million and took that to Congress. When you give them money, if you're gonna have, you can, you know what I'm saying, you'll get people to take some, but we never come in unity. We keep going, you know what I'm saying? It's
that's
like
probably where 810 comes because y'all have a connection with getting people from out the state to donate to the cause. Man, especially around, I ain't trying to be funny, especially around October, November, when people do tax write-offs, that is the time when you'll see a bunch of people for the cause.
Yeah, but I mean,
because most people want to say I did something good before the end of the year. Some people practice that as a religious thing. You should do good every day. Every day you wake up, your cup is full. God allows you to go out here, and then your cup gets empty. You go to sleep, you wake back up, and he fills you up. But if he didn't wake you up, then he said your purpose is done. Those are just my beliefs.
I mean, it's a good one I put up here. I hold up. What did I miss? I mean, here it go with Tia. Here's my bad. I think this is good, and I got one for no
People
name.
don't like to hear the truth. Many are too emotionally immature, and there is an air of superiority here amongst some of the so-called black leaders, which repeal folk. Well, that thing, Tia, when I was here, when y'all had a show, and Tia had called in, and I love her because she's so blunt and truthful. She said, regardless of what the person felt, she said, well, I don't feel that person emotionally ready to run. I'm an Aries. I'm very blunt. I say what I say. If you don't like what I say, It's my opinion.
I mean, I just give it
Personal
how it is.
situation, move on with it. I'm gonna say
Yeah,
what I'm gonna say.
I just give it how it is, man.
Do I think that I'm right in everything? No. We're all learning. We're gonna continue
Yeah,
to learn. But when you see things, you call it out. You don't hold it in. You
you
call it out.
supposed to. You supposed to. But these jokers here, you call it out. You done curse the earth. You can't. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking at this comment on that. He said, "I think it's strange how people don't like A1, but they love the influence to get their agenda out." I look at it all the time, and I just sit back and laugh. Like some of these people that you hear, they'll come over here. I'll be like, if you don't like me, why come over here? You know what I'm saying? Like some of the stuff, it be tripping me out when I see certain people. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, wow, you don't even like me. Then you got hidden agendas. You know what I'm saying? But it's like this. It's
Sometimes
just
people don't
funny.
like the aura around you, the light that you have. They see, like I said it when I first started watching the show. I'm from DC. I've never watched a podcast a damn day in my life. Straight up. Never. Everything I watch is documentaries. I don't even watch. You'll never catch me watch no housewives, no nothing reality. When I started watching this, it was only because after Democracy Now! And all the things started stopping telling you about Flint. And I think it was an interview with Eric Mays and Wyntis. That's how I found
Mhm.
810. Because you got a lot of views off of it. So it started
Yeah.
showing on it started showing on my YouTube. But
Mhm.
make a long story short, when I started to watch 810, there was a light that I saw around an aura that I saw around Winters. And then you finally, when you started showing, and I met y'all in person. So it's different because now I can say I met
Right.
you. So the energy is real. I know
Mhm.
when I was in the studio, like no lie, like I feel bad that I can't be there. I really want to be there. And people need to support 810 and really come out if you can. But the energy that I felt when I was there, my girlfriend said, "Are you gonna leave DC?" I said, "Man, I found somewhere where I love the people." I can't say that a lot of times, but I
Right.
cried when I left the studio, when I was
Mhm.
sitting there, because I felt pain in the city and I
Mhm.
felt ignorance too.
Mhm.
And I felt pride and I felt no community. And that shit is real.
Nah,
And those
nah.
kids are feeling this every day.
Mhm.
So there's no hope because the adults are not showing what hope looks like. These kids are killing each other. And for 14-year-olds to sit there and talk about that
Sad.
it's unsafe, and for
Mhm.
this mayor to say that the city is safe, it's a slap in the damn face right here in DC when the mayor tries to say, well, we're more safe. No, the hell we're not. No, the
No,
hell
no, we not it because Chris Caleb, I couldn't do it, brother. I've been in, man. I'd be up there flipping on. I couldn't kiss babies and lie. And don't get me wrong, it was a time I might was telling them as a kid, but as I done got older, man, I just rather tell the truth, man. It's just easier to tell the truth. Give you your opinion. Either you like me or you don't. That's where I'm at with it. It's just coming here. It's like shit. When you seeing how this game is played, I keep going back. Go back to Jordan Sheraton, but it's a machine that you're running against. It's sad, even if say the state come in, they talking about finishing the lines. The line, you still got to fix the infrastructure, the pipes to the crib, to the house. You got to go to the water
street,
plant. Back,
the sidewalk.
it's like okay, they finna stap the band-aid on it, but they're gonna keep pushing this poison water through. I mean, it's just like, but the people don't want to get up. They feel it's safe. They feel the people that they voting to put in. So whatever they get, I'm not mad. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is nothing to be mad about.
But that's what I was upset about. The fact that, and I put it in the comment, I said, oh God, I gotta explain this because the first thing they be like, was she against people in the system? Shit. Ain't nothing wrong with having housing. Ain't nothing wrong with getting food stamps.
Mm-mm.
You got to do what you got to do. But what I'm saying is, don't sell yourself because you're getting something and think that if you advocate or you go out there that they're gonna take it from you. Some people say I don't want to get any further because they might take everything from me.
You gotta
Never,
be.
you have to fight for your next generation. We
Right,
got kids.
right.
All of me, you, and Winters, we got
Yeah.
kids. If
But
we
it's
would,
so bad. Now go ahead, Anna, my
my
bad.
youngest is 14. Me and Winters' daughters are 14 and what 12. Our kids are young. I'm
Hmm.
asking God keep me on this earth till they can figure it out on their own.
Man, who you telling? That's why you see me trying to do right, eat right, healthy right. It's like, man, do you want to go and leave like here with this shit and not having at least something? You know what I'm saying? At least you can give them, to give them the tools. Shit, my parents left me with some tools, survival skills, man. It's just terrible when you seeing the politicians. But it's more terrible when you see the people. And that's why I put up Deborah Overman Luna comment. You gotta want better. Until they want better, because we're doing the wrong thing. We keep putting these same people. Now I understand what Eric was going through, why he was fighting so many different sides. And I'm not saying he was the most righteous person in the world. Eric had his faults like I got faults, but when you're trying to help people, unbelievable what you have to go for, what you really coming up against to help people to want better. Sad.
We've been on here an hour because I know you have somewhere you.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But that's please, people, go out to 810 tomorrow. Show your support. You have people coming from out of state setting up. I think Just Oil's going to be there.
Yeah, sure it is.
That's great. She comes from California, right?
No, Just Oil come from Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, Dayton, Ohio. What? Who was it that was from California?
Shit.
It was some other vendor that used to. Okay, so why I thought Just Oil was out in California.
Mm-mm.
It must have been another vendor. But then it was someone else that used to advertise with y'all.
No, you talking about Zana from here.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Zana,
wow.
Zana from here.
Oh, that means I could drive to Ohio and go get Just Oil.
Right.
I need to order it from my girls. I just
For
need to
sure.
know. I'm gonna go back to what Councilwoman Burns said the product she was using
Right.
because both my girls have. One has similar hair, like to my texture of hair, but the other one
Right.
has big curls. And
Mm.
you use it? Do you use the product?
Hell yeah, I use the
Yeah,
shampoo. No,
so y'all need to show up tomorrow so you can really get it in your hand.
yeah, get it in. Zana gonna be here. The family gonna be here. Get some of that obsession.
Yes, and then yes, get that obsession. And another thing, get yourself some 810 gear.
For
Because let
sure.
me tell you, I take this thing with me everywhere I go. People are like, "Are you in that cup?" That cup does not leave. I need to buy another one because it done fell a couple times, banged up. I love
For
this
sure.
cup, everything cold. But thank y'all tonight. Thank you for tuning in. This wasn't like typical Sister Circle. This was
No,
just a moment of me just saying what I wanted to say. Thanks for 810 to allow me to be on this platform with them. Chris Kalp has said earlier, a lot of us have benefited off of 810. Yes, I benefited off of 810 because my voice is being heard, not just right here in DC. So,
we all benefited from you, Anna. I mean, we benefit from each other, man. It's just able to be out. I'm happy that we linked up where we can have you from DC. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to take this thing like how the majors is like. We see now we can have somebody you in DC, so we can have that
state from state to state.
Yeah, all for sure. You know, I can't give them the whole playbook, but they'll see in the coming future what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Well, this Stock, whatever her name is, Eloise Stock, whatever your new senator is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she ain't one to just slocking.
Slocking, that's her name. I am terrible with names. I will be up on the hill and I will be talking.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I go up there. I will meet her in person.
No, for sure. Ed, look, I can't wait to get down there for we can do some do the show.
I want to
do one of the shows from down there in the DC.
Yeah, I know, because it's a lot, and we set it up where you can actually go and meet up with the people from Michigan and the decisions that they be talking about, what they be talking about on the floor, their little meetings. because they have their own little, area in in Georgetown where they stay at, and they have their meetings just Michigan conversation. But
Right. We got the equipment to do the one-on-ones now.
yeah, oh yeah, you're right. And then I have a lot of girlfriends. Most of my girls, it's funny. I was looking the other day. I said, "Damn, all of my girlfriends are from Michigan." I didn't even realize that. One of my close girlfriends that I talked to, her, she's from one's from Detroit, the other one's from Jackson, Michigan.
That's what's up.
Yeah. And our what was I about to say? I told you our deputy mayor of education. He's from the city right outside of Flint, born and raised.
Oh crap!
But go ahead.
Yeah,
let's close it out.
All right, Anna. I'll give you a call.
All right, peace, y'all.
Peace, family.